everyone, welcome to another scrapbook layout video and thank you for joining me again today. I am using the same collection and last time I called it something else, but I believe this is Walk on the Wild Side by Photoplay, and I think I called it Into the Safari or something last time. I don't know, but anyways, there will be links below. I am doing another Disney photos, Disney layout with this collection, and this time I have pulled out photos from the Jungle Cruise. A lot of you probably, I don't know, some people like the Jungle Cruise and some people don't, but this, I really like it. I'm into all the puns and the silly things like that. So this was definitely a layout that I wanted to do, and I enjoy the Safari Cruise anyways, or the Jungle Cruise, whatever it's called. I am following a sketch by Scrapbook Generation, and it was one of their recent 6x6. She did a kind of a little class thingy on Facebook and basically using all 6x6 papers, but I wanted more of just the same paper. I was having trouble there in the beginning trying to decide on three that would look good together, so I decided just to use one. And one side has this kind of safari look to it, and the other side has this kind of green pattern on it. I decided on the more safari look because of the water. And you know, if you go on the Jungle Cruise, you're in like this little boat and stuff. So I kind of thought the water really picked up, and it just went really well with the page. So this sketch calls for a bunch of photos, and basically they all go around the outside of the page. And then you have the main, it's like 3 6x6 pieces, but instead I have 6x9, I think, instead. So I am going to decide to go ahead with the safari side here. And I don't have as many photos as you can usually get on this one. This layout basically started out with, I had an idea in mind and it was going great for that idea, but then it stopped working for that idea, but then it ended up working out super well. So in the end, it worked out really well, and I really am happy with it, and I will talk more about that later. Here I'm moving around photos because I swore that I had 2 more of these, and basically all these photos are either 6x3 or 3x3, and you can have them vertical or horizontal. You could make this layout work however you wanted to with your photos, as long as you could cut them to 3 inches. So I'm actually going to reprint one photo that I needed one more photo because I totally counted wrong. And because I needed the spot filled. And I was thinking I could use, like a piece of pattern paper or something, but I didn't want to. And there was one photo that I still wanted to use that I was thinking it wouldn't work because it wouldn't cut down to 3 inches, so I just printed it a little smaller. And I printed it at home, and these are all from Shutterfly, so you can possibly tell if you look close enough that it's got a little bit different texture, but I don't care. The photo's on there. Now, I've already done the right-hand side, and now I'm going to work on the left-hand side, and I am inking the edges of this paper with my brown close to my heart ink. The other thing that I have done, which I did in my snow videos or my snow layouts, was I added white acrylic paint to the outside of these photos. I knew that they had a lot of the greens and same colors in them, and so before I did this layout, I went ahead, and you can see that white outline, and I do have to go back and add some where I have to trim down the layout, but it just kind of separates them a little bit. So I really like that look. If you've never tried it and you like to scrapbook a lot of photos like me, then give that a try. So here's where I was looking for my photos and swore that I had more, but as I watched the video, I could tell I totally counted wrong, but that's okay. I got it figured out. And now my photos, her sketch has photos that are 3x3 kind of going across that main middle one, but I ended up without any photos. Like I said, I miscounted anyway. So, but like I said, it's going to work out really well. So now I just have my photos around the outside, and you can see where you can fit in a 3x3 or 3x6. If you wanted to do them all 6x3, I think that would work. You would have to cut the middle ones down to work along the double page, or you could do a single page like this and just have a smaller block in the middle. So this page is a lot of fun. Now I'm looking through my alphabet stickers, and these are not necessarily the ones I have set aside these are the ones I pulled out for the last layout, and I'm going to actually find all the letters I need with this set here. I don't know, these are super old. I want to say that I found them all. I think I found them all, but a couple of them you can see that there's lowercase and uppercase, kind of bigger, smaller ones. But it works fine. So I'm going to get it all put down, and actually I don't mind how it looks. And so I go ahead and start putting it on there. But to me, it didn't stand out enough. I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, it feels like it's floating. I just need a little something. So what I'm going to do, and I should have really thought about this before I did it, but I'm just going to take my white gel pen and add some faux stitching lines under both of the words. And I'm kind of just going off where they are located right now, because at this point I was still planning on using this font or these alphabet stickers. Now, if I were to stay with those alphabet stickers, this just little 2 dotted lines would have really made a big difference. You could always actually hand stitch these. But before I started putting them down, I decided I wanted to, kind of play around with stickers. And then I saw these alphabets sitting there. These are so old. These are like not really wood veneer because the N is kind of cracking. I don't know what these are, but I've had them forever and I really like them. And again, I had all the letters I needed. So I'm like, yes, I'm going to do it because it's obviously fate. I'm supposed to use them up because I have all the letters. So I think there are a couple again that are a little bit bigger than the other ones, but the fact that I had the E's that I needed and everything like that, I went for it. And you can see it sticks out a little bit more than the darker alphabet did. So I am not a fan of these letters, to be honest. The N, whatever wood they're made from, is kind of peeling off, and it's not my favorite, but I'm getting them used up, and I'm happy about that. So I'm going to go ahead and glue them down, but at this point, I felt like because of those lines, the words were a little too far apart to make me really happy. Like if I would have redone this, I would have moved the word jungle down just a hair. So I haven't glued them down at this point because that is the part that's kind of throwing me off. I saw this lion and I have the hippo to the left. That's a sticker. And I really like how his mouth is kind of opened, so it looks like he's going to eat the word cruise or the letter C. So I went ahead and I put him there, and he's not glued down yet. I am going to add some foam tape behind him, just like I'm adding behind the lion. But these are I don't think you see a lion. I don't remember a lion on the ride, but you do see a tiger, and I don't really care about that. I like the way the lion was sitting. So now I am going to go ahead and glue down these letters, and I'm going to get the word cruise down. And I think jungle's not glued down. And then I thought, I need a little something to fill in that space. So I pulled out my peel-offs because you can never go wrong with the peel-offs, right? So underneath the white stitched line, this is just a brown. It's not really a shiny brown. It's not really a matte either. Kind of hard to explain. Oh, I guess the word cruise isn't glued down just quite yet, but I just kind of made another, I would guess you would call it another journaling line or another line to hold my title, and I'm going to do it underneath both. And it doesn't really have that big of an impact in the end, but it just does help fill in that spot just a little bit more, and it brings a little bit more attention to the title. So I was fine with that. It worked for me. So I went ahead and glued down, and you can see how that kind of just helps the title stand out just a little more, and it kind of makes it look not so weird that the title's so distanced apart. Now these are the ephemera pieces. So I have the collection kit and the ephemera pieces. I did get this from my little scrapbook store, but I believe she's sold out. But I will leave links below to wherever I can find this collection for you if you are interested. It is, like I said before, it is a great one for Disney layouts. And I do get another one done with this collection before I put it away temporarily. Now, if you've been on the Jungle Cruise, I don't know about Disney World, but at Disneyland, it's a funny ride. It's just the guy being funny and a bunch of puns, and it's just funny. So one of the puns, I was Googling what they say, and one of the things they said was Safari so goody or something like that. And I really wanted to use that safari sticker that you saw me kind of trying to put down the title one, but it just didn't work. I was kind of bummed about that, but I thought maybe if anything, that was actually what I was thinking my title would be, but then I realized that I had all the letters for Jungle Cruise and not that Safari So Goody, so I just didn't do it. I thought maybe I would add it with little, alphabet stickers somewhere else, but that actually doesn't happen. But if you are interested, would be a cute layout for the Jungle Cruise. Or if you do multiple layouts and don't want to title them all the Jungle Cruise. So the other thing I did here was I Googled a bunch of the puns and funny things they say on the cruise. It was kind of hard dwindling them down. And some of them I tried to line up with my photos. Like I've got a photo of the snake down at the bottom, and the guy asked, what kind of snake is that? And it says, no, it's a plastic snake, because somebody says, oh, python or whatever. And this is where the layout just falls together perfectly, because these journaling strips, I was thinking the whole time that maybe I would cut them and put them by the pictures that they kind of went with, like the snake by the snake ones. But because I didn't end up having any extra photos to go in the middle, I've got to put these into this entire area. And it's a bunch of the puns, and I love it. So I printed them in strips. I had to reprint them because the first time I copied and pasted them from the web, and they came printed out a gray, and as much as I tried to add that gray, I didn't like it. So before I'm done, I felt like it needed a little bit more, and I like this do not feed the animals because kind of funny, right? It kind of goes along with the whole Jungle Cruise pun thing. But I really liked that blue as well because it brings out the pictures of my son's bright blue sweatshirt. So it kind of makes a little triangle there. And now I'm playing around. I want to show you this too really quick. This is the ephemera pack, like the back of it that shows you what's in it, but it's a really nice cardstock quality. And I used that a couple times. I just fussy cut, and they're so tiny they don't take a lot of fussy cutting, but don't throw that piece away, because if you get the ephemera pack, it's kind of like having two pieces of ephemera. And now I got that one. I think it says my favorite animal, and I put it down by my son. Just, funny. Again, it's a funny layout about a funny ride. So I brought that blue, and since I brought that blue out, I really could have left it, the 3 with the do not feed the animals and the blue and the 2 pictures, but I went ahead and I wanted to add something up in the top right by the journaling. So I added a little blue sticker up there with a little leaf behind it. And here, again, there's the back of that ephemera pack piece, and it's really good, like thick cardstock. You could even use the white side if you wanted to mount a photo or something. And I think basically this is going to be the layout. I feel like the pattern paper is busy enough for the entire layout to just work out. It doesn't need much more. The focus is now more the photos and the journaling, because if I added too much more, then the photos would really get lost. I am trying to play around. I did play around. I do think I added a couple pieces of wood veneer around because that title is kind of like wood veneer. Again, I don't know what it's made out of. And one piece of wood veneer that I've had forever because it came in a Scraptastic kit is this one that looks like an arrow with a feather type. And I thought, again, it goes really well with kind of the theme. So I added that there, and my wood veneer, in all honesty, doesn't make any kind of certain triangle or anything like that, but I don't care. I wanted to use them up, and now they're on a page, and I like the page, so that is really all that matters. I think at the end, I do go and add some like brown, either brown or like wood veneer type enamel dots. I had some, I think it was We Are Memory Keepers a long time ago, made some wood veneer type enamel dots, and I've had them forever, so I was happy to use those up. I either use that, maybe those I use on the next yeah, okay, this layout, I did add the word all aboard. The Jungle Cruise is the title, but I added just brown enamel dots, and the next layout is the one I used, the wood veneer dots. So let me know if you have any questions below. Sorry, this voiceover was not one of the greatest. It's a little confusing here, but I'll see you guys next time. Bye.